Hello, welcome to Wine Wednesday. I am Tiffany Robin with the Robin Group at Keller Williams, and this is my handy dandy sidekick, Scott Scooty McLaughlin, here to talk to you today about our questions. Today's episode is brought to you by GMFS Lending. You see the wonderful cups, and if you close with them, you can be lucky enough to get these beautiful cups as well. I'm going to walk a neighborhood today, so don't mind the cute little sneakers, and don't let the ponytail fool you, because I got some great news for you today. Scan on over to Ashley and check out what we got going on. This is our fearless marketing manager preparing our flyers for our walk in the neighborhood today. So if you know anyone that's looking to buy or sell a home, please don't forget to give us a ring, 985-778-2525. So since I plugged that in, let's go ahead and
got a question.
All right, what's our question?
I memorized it this time. Stacy from St. Bernard wants to know, she's a seller, and she wants to know, is it expected as a seller to do everything on the inspection response that buyers send?
No. So
great question, though, Stacy.
It's a great question. Thank you so much for letting us, answer that for you. But here's basically what I tell my sellers. So, after we get a contract, there's a time period, usually about 10 to 15 days for an inspection response. When the buyer comes in, they're probably going to hire a general inspector to come in and check out the home. During that time, they're going to check for everything, make sure the air conditioning's working, the doors, the windows, the hot water heaters, the ovens. They kind of check for a roof, everything, plumbing, everything like that. So they come in and they'll check for things like that. At that point, what we like to say is that they're going to ask for deal-breaking items or safety issues in the inspection response that they present to the seller. However, that's not always the case. So they'll come to us and say, hey, Mr. Seller, I need you to fix items 1, 2, and 3. You might at that point say, no, I'm not going to fix all 3. I'm only going to fix 1. Or if you're one of those stubborn sellers, say, I don't want to fix nothing. So unfortunately, they're going to present us with something. So I coach my sellers to be prepared to respond to them. What we're seeing, so when we looked at our figures to see, now remember it is a seller's market and sellers are getting top dollar for their home right now. What we're seeing today is that, for instance, in 2014, we had a 10% fall through. That means that 10% of the homes that we put under contract fell through, usually for inspections. In 2015, what we've seen was 18% fall through because of inspections. We're seeing today is that buyers, yes, they're paying top dollars for their house, but it needs to, the sellers have to understand that they are paying top dollar for a home. And they're going to ask you probably for more stuff. Our job is to coach our sellers and our buyers through trying to make it a win-win for our buyers and our sellers, because they're coming into the situation already nervous. They're paying top dollar for your home, so they're going to ask probably for a little bit more things than what we typically see in a different market. What do you think?
Yes, and do the same thing as buyers, and during that consultation as your buyer's agent, we're setting that expectation for you from the beginning. So we get to the inspection response part and say, look, we want to keep it to the major deal breakers. If you ask for every little thing, the seller's going to get frustrated and say no. So would you rather ask for the 4 major things or 10 little things, and they're just going to get frustrated and say, no, I'm not fixing anything. So we want to keep it to the things that's going to be money-costing items. So we go in already knowing, because these inspection reports are thorough.
Yes.
Very thorough. So it's going to see that you think your whole house is about to fall down.
Yeah.
But it's not. We just want to keep it to the major deal breakers, and that's how we proceed. And knowing that the seller might not fix every single little thing.
Right, exactly. And realize too is that not all agents are created equally. So Scott's, for instance, he sets the expectation with their buyers ahead of time. So he'll have a buyer consultation, he'll speak about the inspection response at that point, and then when he gets the report, he'll go ahead and talk about it again. But not all buyers are coached that way from their agents. So sometimes as a seller, we may get, just because the agent sometimes they don't have any control of what their buyers are doing or really coach them through what the inspection response is there for. They might just give us the whole report. But please know that I know that what I do is just try to make it a win-win. calm down the situation so that the buyers and the sellers are happy at the end and we can get to a closing table. Anything else?
Sounds good.
So there you have it. That's our second episode of Wine Wednesday. Please submit any questions you may have, and we'll see you next Wednesday.